As stress-inducing as it can seem nowadays, I really enjoy American politics. I like watching campaigns and elections, keeping track of Supreme Court cases, and especially the back and forth between politicians as they try to create or change the law. This hasn't always been the case. I used to think that the politics of Washington didn't really affect me, and I found the constant arguing, mudslinging, combativeness appalling. But my attitude changed after a teacher of mine said 3 simple words to me: try to empathize. That strategy has made all the difference. To empathize means to put yourself in someone else's shoes and to try to see the world from their point of view, even when you disagree. Once you do that with political issues, the other side no longer looks like the one-dimensional monsters that maybe you thought they were. No longer do you see conservative wackos or liberal snowflakes. Instead, you simply see people. People that come from a variety of backgrounds and who have many of the same goals in mind, like security or a sense of control over their own lives or the ability to make the world a better place for their kids, but who take different paths to achieve those same goals. Today, I present 3 books that I think will challenge you to empathize with others' political views. The first is Michelle Alexander's The New Jim Crow. Alexander argues that the war on drugs has led to mass incarceration, especially of Americans of color who are targeted by unfair laws and who are over-policed. America is now the world leader in jailing its own citizens, imprisoning a higher percentage of its population even than countries like Russia and China combined. And once released, felons often can't find work, are denied social services that would keep them out of poverty, and can't even vote to change the laws which have affected them so adversely. These effects of mass incarceration mean that felons today effectively have fewer rights than the average Black American did during the age of segregation. Next is Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. Vance's autobiographical work looks back on his upbringing in a white, working-class small town in Ohio. His upbringing was nothing short of grueling, but he managed to become a Marine, get a law degree from Yale University, and attain a high-paying career far from his hometown. It's an inspiring story, but also one that provides a revealing look at a community afflicted by poverty, drug addiction, and hopelessness. Vance's hometown could just as easily be a former Midwest factory town or a struggling Appalachian coal mining community. These people, who came out in droves to vote for Donald Trump in 2016, are characterized by Vance as feeling powerless and forgotten by their own country, as well as willing to blame any outside force for their plight and deflect any politician who claims to hear them and to want to help. Finally, Carol Anderson's We Are Not Yet Equal, Understanding Our Racial Divide, can help you to understand how simple phrases like protecting democracy or law and order can mean so many different things to different people. Anderson takes a look at politics at several different points in American history and argues that over and over again, some politicians have been able to use coded language to disguise racist policies as economic or political issues in order to politically mobilize white Americans to support policies they otherwise might not. Thus, protecting democracy can end up meaning preventing voter fraud to some and restricting the African American vote to others. And law and order can end up meaning security to some and oppression to others. In the end, I hope that these books can challenge your political worldview rather than reinforce it, because ultimately, you can't work with the other side until you seek to listen to them and to understand.